a beautiful day today. We've had a lot of rain last month and the ground is waterlogged. We just came back from the zoo a little while ago and I wanted to get this on tape while the daffodils were still blooming. The Magnolia Soulangeana was really a lot prettier before the rain last night, but it really stormed and broke off a lot of the blossoms. It seems to be pretty ravaged by the cold, but the bay tree seems to be doing all right, at least down at the base, and the lemon balm is coming back. I don't know about the lemon verbena. I think the lemongrass will come back. Rose will be all right. This is the memory garden. I think that the rosemary came by the cold really well, came through it nicely. But I did cover it up with blankets and really protected it. Some of the narcissus seems to have been hurt. No daffodil seems to have been particularly hurt. The roses were pruned about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. He pruned them rather early because of our unseasonably warm weather. With luck, it'll do okay. Received these roses from Rose Emporium on last Friday, and they came in bare rooted, and Kathy and I potted them. I hope they're going to be really great beauties one of these days. We'll put them in the rose bed and everything, which we still have to prepare. This is where we planted the sweet peas, but the cold really held them back a lot. This is the bird feeder that we have so much fun watching the birds and the squirrels feed, particularly in the morning and late in the afternoon. We've had mostly cardinals, but also a dove, blue jays of course, and many others, some that we can't identify. It just came through the cold weather quite nicely. See how it's greening out already. Here's Duchess. There's the other clematis. Both of these are Jack Manning. There's Duchess. Should possibly be seeing blooms fairly soon. Now I'll stop here and we'll go around to the front. You may be able to see some of the pear blossoms. Olive tree. It came through the winter quite nicely. It's already blooming and smells absolutely delicious. This azalea basket, white azaleas, once bloomed at Christmas time. This year bloomed a little on the late side. However, it was kept in during the worst of the weather. This is the usual place where we put our plants, although they're not really fixed the way they'll be later. All of these plants, mainly hibiscus, bougainvillea, mandevilla, all came in during the wintertime. Quite a job. This bed came through rather well, although the azaleas were nipped somewhat by the cold. Notice how well the violets are blooming. They're scattered all around the yard. I particularly like these. This is right on the side of the sidewalk, not far from the rock garden. We moved the hydrangea here in the fall, after the work on the house was done. I've always wanted a blue one here. Hope it works out. This is the present rock garden with dianthus and pansies, particularly good pansies. Some of them came from the Garden District Nursery, Dr. Meese's son's nursery. Just got these narcissus from Bruley. And of course there are the snowflakes, the leucogems. Dianthus. We fixed the window box again. Thought this looked rather pretty. St. Francis bed still will probably need a little bit of work after the long winter, but on the whole, really came by pretty well. Billy thinks we may have lost the Brunsbelsius shown here. We didn't realize that it was a tropical plant susceptible to the cold, and we may have to replant that if we were able to. We should have protected it with leaves, but I'll give it a while longer to see if it did all right. The hydrangea at this time, see, just breaking into bud again. The daffodils. The ryegrass I think is rather pretty. Bell's azaleas are just beginning to bud out to show some color. There's Dutches. Daffodils. These are not at their peak. It was about a week ago when they were, and I've given away armloads of them. We're going to try to fix something else for this rose to be supported. Notice that the Lady Banks rose, the Banksia, is just starting to bloom. Get a close-up of one of the blossoms, possibly. Go. It's one of the Lady Banks rose. We have one growing in the back, but I haven't checked to see if it's blooming yet, because it's such a wet ground in the back that we're not going back there very much. We really have had an unusual amount of rain. I think it was a record amount of rain in 1989, and the ground is still waterlogged from it. The leucogeum.